Hey everybody, I'm going to show you how to create a mask based on saturation in your image for creativity. So I'm going to start out with a landscape image, but it's not limited to landscape images, but I'm going to start with this right here. And my first attempt is going to look like this. I'm going to build on that to do my second attempt. It looks like this. And then my third attempt to creativity is going to look like that. And then my fourth attempt, what the heck, let's do a fourth one, will look like this. Are we ready to create a saturation mask and push our creativity to the next level? Let's do it. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to the channel, this is dedicated to photography as a photo artist, push ourselves creatively out of the box. Okay, just a heads up on this. I'm going to create something that I forgot all about. I had to go through my diary and I found this technique that I used years ago, but I'm just bringing it back again. And that is creating a mask based on saturation for creativity in our image. And this will make more sense in a few minutes, but for new people, because I got a bunch of new people in the last couple of weeks, I need to emphasize that what I'm going to share with you is not what's called true photography. It's us working as a photo artist, meaning we're using our camera and software to create our art in vision. This, what we end up with, isn't what the camera saw. It's what we visually see in our mind or trying to project to create some art from a starting point. So let's jump right into Photoshop right now. And for the ones that have been following me, you know that when I've got my empty workspace here, if I just double click on the workspace, it automatically gives me the open dialog box and I just navigate to the folder and find the image I want to work with. So I'm going to open up this landscape shot right here. And let me just pull it back a little bit and set this up. And I want to emphasize here for a moment that, yes, I'm doing this with a landscape image, but it's not limited to landscape photography. It really could be used on any category of photography. It's just that I have to use something to demo the concept for you. Okay, with that set up right there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate that layer. So Control J, Command J is just a fast way of duplicating your layer. And then what I'm going to do is go to the Filter drop-down menu here. And on the very, let's say toward the bottom, maybe about 2/3 of the way down, there's an other category. And on the flyout, we're going to choose HSB, HSL. Make sure it's set to RGB as your input mode. And over here, make sure it's set to HSB, hue, saturation, brightness. Click on OK. Now, I know this looks ugly, whatever, but this is the start of creating a mask based on the saturation it sees in the image. Now, here's the key thing. If you're on Windows, you're going to hold the Control and Alt key down and tap on the number 4. And it makes a selection based on the saturation. If you're on a Mac, that would be Command Option and tap on the number 4, and you get the same result. Some people call these marching ants, some call them dancing ants. I tend to call them a pain in the ants, but I'm going to come down here in layers and I'm going to choose to create a mask. So I click on that and there's my mask. Now that I have that, I'm going to hold the Alt key down, Option on a Mac to click on my mask. So I'm Alt click, Option, click on a Mac. And it pulls up visually the mask. And what I'm going to consider doing, now this is optional, you don't have to do this. I'm going to do Control L or Command L. That brings up the levels dialog box. And what I want to do is really push, I'm going to go on the left side here, I'm going to push to the right. It makes the blacks blacker. Because if we know what a mask basically means white on the mask is going to reveal the content on that layer, and that's the white, and the black conceals the information on that layer. And if you have gray anywhere, it just does a portion of that information. So this is what I started with right there. And again, this is an optional thing by you. It's a judgment call. If you want to darken up the blacks like I am there, and then click on OK. So this mask right here is based on the saturation. Now, what I'm going to do is come down to the Oreo cookie dipped in milk. And here's where we get to have some fun with the image. And this will be the first thing I'm going to jump on right away, and that is hue and saturation. It doesn't have to be that. I'm going to pick different things, but I'm going to choose that. And this is a non-destructive layer right here because of the mask. And what I want to do is take the mask I just created here. I'm going to hold the Alt key down, Option on a Mac, click and drag above, let go of my mouse, and it gives me a little warning. Do you want to replace the layer mask? The answer is yes. So I just duplicated that mask there. Now this layer right here, I'm just going to throw that in the garbage can, delete that. I don't need that anymore. So now when I turn this on and off, you don't see any difference at all. But when I click here, I can adjust in properties the hue and saturation. So I might pull this back, pull this to the right, and notice that again, based on that mask, it's changing the color. So maybe I'm going to do this. I'm going to add a little bit. It'll almost look like fall is coming. And then you could adjust saturation. You want to push it up. You want to pull it back a little bit. The lightness, it's whatever you want to do. So again, I'm controlling this with a, again, mask that was created by the saturation of that image. Notice when I do this, by the way, let me push the saturation way up. You're going to see that the waterfall and the rocks around there, hardly anything is happening. Why? Because again, if you look at the mask, the black area is concealing that information, and the white areas of the mask is revealing that saturation information. So I'm going to pull that back a little bit like that. And by the way, just for creativity, this is set to normal, and it's 100%. Why don't we experiment by going here and going to these overlays to see what we get? I mean, this is pretty cool. I'm gonna go to overlay. I'm gonna be a little bit aggressive right there. So before, after, before, after. Now, what if I want to build on this? Let's keep going. I'm gonna come down to the Oreo cookie dipped in milk again, and I'm just gonna choose. Let's just do a photo filter. And again, I'm gonna grab the mask right here. Hold the Alt key down, click and drag, move it up. Yes, let's replace that. Now that I have this here. Very subtle here on changing. I'm turning this on and off. I can be more aggressive on the default. It's a warming filter, but not limited to that. You can go over here and choose whatever you want to do. Let's do, I'm just playing magenta, just for the heck of it, just to play this. And again, if you want, play around with blending modes with this. I mean, this is where we're virtually going to have unlimited creativity. And let me just, now let's go. I'm going to go with screen right there. So there's a before, after, before, after. I'm purposely doing this very aggressive so we can see it's changing. And again, if you look at the waterfall, hardly anything in the waterfall area and the rocks are changing because of that saturation mask. Let me do a couple more. I'm going to go over here and let's choose, let's do color balance. And again, I'm going to do the same thing. Grab the mask, hold the Alt key down, Option on a Mac, click and drag. Yes, I want to replace that, and then make sure I click on that layer right there so it opens up properties, and I can go in there and change. Let's get aggressive right there to that, and let's pull it back there, add some more yellows. And again, if we want to play around with opacity and blending modes, why not? Okay, so this is, again, is being a photo artist. There's a before and after on that particular layer because, again, this is not what the camera saw, right? So we're just adding our flavor and whatever we would like to do, vision to create our art right there. And what the heck, one more. Let's just go to, I'll just go to curves. And again, select the mask, Alt on a Windows platform. If you're on a Mac, that should be Option, click and drag, move that up. Yes, again. And then I'll play with this. Maybe let's do, I'm going to click right there in the middle. And let's add a little contrast. We'll do an S-curve. And again, I'm being very aggressive on this so you can see it before and after. Even if you want to, say, lighten this up a little bit. So I'm going to actually pull this up, change my mind on that. But again, you can see that as I do this, how it's affecting the image. And I might do a blending mode here. I might just go to a luminosity on that. So again, a lot of creativity. How many different things can we do here? Are you kidding me? With all the non-destructive layers we have. Under the Oreo cookie dipped in milk, and copy up that mask, and let's do some blending modes, change the opacity. Again, if I want to pull that opacity down at the very top when I could do that, push it back up. Go for it. So hopefully you like this. It's a really cool way, a different way, I should say, of creating a mask by it capturing the saturation of your image, creating that mask for you, and now go for it. So hopefully you've learned something here. If you could do me a favor, by the way, and that is like the video, subscribe if you have not subscribed, hit that notification bell. The next time I upload a video, you get notified on that. All right, until next time, see ya.